Hello and welcome back to Princess Evangile. Whoa, for real? Seriously, that's a gun, isn't it? The bodyguard's already run off. What's going on here? Okay, what the hell is Tammy doing here? You can really afford one of those? I was trying to buy time, so I said the first thing that came to mind. Yeah, you got better taste than I thought. Yeah, it cost me a bundle too. How much was it? Yeah, 100,000. I wanted to shake you down, right? This ain't some crummy underworld shakedown. You ought to be grateful for the effort. That's amazing. Shut up, moron. Come on, Kiyoshi, quit jabbering already. The cop's gotta be here soon. Right. Well, maybe you want to take a trip on a tuna boat or something. Ah? My eyes were drawn to the ground below, and suddenly I crouched down. What are you doing? Hiding your head without hiding your ass, eh? My eyes were focused on an area just about the underling's crotch level. It's that cat, I know it. The cat's face was turned downwards, his mouth working fervidly. Must have been some food on the ground just behind the underling. I lunged forward suddenly before he could escape. Did you just headbutt a guy in the crotch? Seriously, did you just headbutt a guy in the crotch? Whoa! Ah! My face smacked into something, but I reached out and managed to grab the cat. Hey, you! What did you do with my lottery ticket? Hey, Masaya, what are you doing? You're hurting that cat! Oh, right. At her words, I relaxed my grip, but I was still holding the cat by the scruff of the neck. Well, I grabbed at it instinctively, but thinking about it sensibly, he probably still didn't have my lottery ticket. Yeah, plus it's been like 2 weeks. What's the statute of... how long do you actually have to collect winnings? And even if by chance it was still in good condition somewhere, the cat couldn't tell me where it was. Phew. Hey, Masaya-san, what are you sighing for? Huh? Tammy-san? You're amazing! Tammy-san seemed excited about something. In what way? You took out that old guy with a handgun in one hit. Huh? Are you seriously telling me you just took this guy out without even noticing? Oh, for God's sake. You are a terrible person. You are very, very stupid. I turned around, and she was right. The underling was sprawled out on the floor behind me. A sudden seizure? Huh? You. I knew you weren't normal. Hey, Kiyoshi, get up already. No choice, the cops will be by soon. The boss hefted the underling up onto his shoulders in a familiar fashion and staggered away. What's with those two? Thought I was done for the minute they pulled out that gun. Seriously, what are you talking about? Huh? You're the one that beat them. Headbutt, right to the vitals. Huh? Of course. That strangely warm, soft, slightly smelly thing I'd felt against my face before was... Ugh! I instinctively started scrubbing my face. As if she didn't notice my distress, Tammy-san happily turned her digital camera's view screen towards me. See? Have a look. I got it at just the right moment. Chio let out a slightly disgusted noise. This is a scoop. This is perfect. Now I'm leaving. Bye. How do these people keep getting out of the school when you're not supposed... I thought that was kind of the point, that they weren't supposed to leave the school. Tammy-san took her leave. All that remained behind were 2 people. And 1 cat. What are you going to do with the cat? Oh, right. Before I could explain, the cat started retching. Look at that. It's because you squeezed it so hard. I set it down on the ground, and Chio began stroking the cat's back. No, I think that's just normal cat vomit. What? You know, cats vomit a lot. They throw up the fur they swallowed and stuff. That's what I've heard. Oh. I wasn't exactly in the mood to look at the cat's regurgitated food, but I happened to catch sight of a familiar colour inside it. No, it can't be. I reached forward, groping through the partly digested food around it. What are you doing, Messiah? I unfurled the wad of paper in front of my eyes. My sticky fingers began to tremble. I was like a man taken by a sudden fever. What's wrong? The print. It was clearly legible. It was sickly with fluid and smelled terrible, but there was no mistaking it. I could still use this. Whoa! Ah! I leapt to my feet, surprised, and Chio fell onto her backside. Wait a minute, I'm going to the bank. What? For the ATM? Yes! What's with him? Oh damn, it was already closed. You weren't just going to the ATM? Of course it was. Right, where's the cat? Already gone. He looks very relieved. Well, that makes sense, having paper in your stomach like that. Be hard on a human too. Hey, yeah, that's right, you pulled something out of it, didn't you? A lottery ticket. Oh, that's right, only Rose-san knows about that. I won the lottery, the jackpot. Really? Yeah. No, this is really great, now I can get the goons off my back. I told her the story about how I had won the lottery, but the cat had stolen the ticket. He'd probably been keeping it in his nesting place until today. I see. I thought you were acting a bit strangely. You moved so suddenly, it was like a baseball player sliding into first. I think Tammy-san really got the wrong idea. I think it's better that she did, though. Huh? Oh, I know the position you're in. A favourable news story would do you a lot of good, right? Well, that's true. Besides, you still saved me one way or another. Oh, yeah, that's right. Are you okay? He shoved you pretty hard back there. Oh yeah, he didn't hurt me. I'm glad to hear that, but... well, that really was close. I let out a big sigh. He had a gun. I couldn't believe my eyes, and then that bodyguard ran off. To be honest, I didn't think he would come to save me. Why not? I felt a pang of disappointment. You didn't think I'd run off and leave you, did you? But, I mean, we're just... We're just what? We're just childhood friends, after all. I thought about what she said and then burst out laughing. What's so funny? It's just... well, you know. What? We're childhood friends, that's the reason I saved you. Because we're childhood friends. Oh, I see, that makes sense, yeah. Jeez, Chio, don't say stuff like that. I guess you're right. Thanks to the commotion at the Preparatory Moonrock, we hadn't gotten to eat. We settled for hamburgers and then got the bus back to school. I hadn't actually done a lot, but I still felt more tired than usual, maybe due to all the anxiety. The bus ride was bumpy and rather warm, which was comforting, but it also made me sleepy. Chio, perhaps feeling much the same way, rested her head against the window and didn't say much. Cat returns the favour. Guess that's how the saying goes. I stroked the lottery ticket in my pocket. I wiped it clean with a tissue and folded it up neatly. I'd cash it first thing in the morning, then call the goons and pay them back. It was a little galling, but, well, I didn't want to have to worry about money anymore. Look, to ward off sleep, I decided to talk a little bit. I'm the same way you were. After I moved, I didn't even try to make friends. What? Chio turned back to me, a little surprised. All those gangsters showed up there too, that's why we moved back. So when I first heard about the lottery, I was really happy, not just about the money. I was also thinking, with this I can make 100 friends, you know? Sarah, I'm sorry. About what? For slapping you. Chio turned a little in her seat to face me and gently touched my cheek. We'd always been close, but having her touch me this way caused me to stiffen reflexively. Chio's eyes were glossy with tears, and I found my own gaze locked on hers. Chio, what's wrong? Are you crying? I'm not crying, I'm just... What? The cool fingertips continued to stroke my chest. Sorry, cheek. Cheek. That definitely said cheek, not chest. That probably counts as a Freudian slip, doesn't it? It's just... when you said that, it just made me a little sad, and... I'm okay now. I mean, I'm really... I averted my eyes self-consciously. I mean, getting to see you again was... It really did hurt, though. In order to shake off my self-consciousness, I rolled my eyes in an exaggerated manner. That was less of a slap and more of a punch. I didn't think girls could hit that hard. But look, I'm sorry. She blushed crimson to her ears and quickly turned her face away. And in that moment, she was really cute. But at the time, I was really mad at you. I know. I don't think you're the kind of girl to hit a guy with a boomerang hook for no reason. Of course I'm not. By the way, you always hit your face when I'd stop by your class. Is that also because you were mad? Yeah, I guess so. Every time I saw your face, I just felt all the blood rush to my head, so... Whatever she wanted to talk about a year ago really must have been important, for her to have gotten that mad at me. But I didn't try to ask her again. That was then, this was now. It was sad, but it was also the truth. Look, before you get mad, you could at least take a minute to be happy to see me. Shut up! Ow, ow, ow! Fingers that were previously gentle against my cheek were now pinching it hard. It's not that I'm not happy about it. Ah, right. What was this sudden pounding in my chest? Was the bus a little overheated? As I searched inside my heart, the bus pulled into the stop in front of Venice's private girls' academy. Oh, thank goodness it's not quite 9 o'clock. Through some secret means, Rai-san was able to control the gate. And the gate opened, and we quickly slipped inside. Phew, goodness. This really is hard to deal with. I never expected anything like this when I enrolled. I know what you mean. I think my experiences here at Venice's are a pretty big influence on why I didn't believe you at first. I know that's no excuse. No, I figured that was the case. I mean, we've known each other for so long, I understand. I didn't particularly want to come to Venice's, actually. Do you not like going to school here at Venice's? It's not that. As long as you're here, you should enjoy it. As someone who spent a year living in darkness, I genuinely meant it. That's right, why don't you join the White Lily Society with me? They say you can't join officially, but they're recruiting affiliates. I was reminded that Rai-san had meant to recruit Chio, though I still didn't know exactly why. Me? She'd accept a final course tourist? Don't you start talking like that. I know I shouldn't, but... Look, it might change how people look at you. Look, it's fine. I'm an officiate already. We can work on it. Together. Oh, okay. That plan was still bloody awful. Then let's shake to the mending of our friendship. Shake? Maybe it was a little overwrought, but still. In that moment, she had been so angry she'd cried. With her feelings as raw as hers, maybe the ceremonial gesture was necessary. Masaya? Sure. I took Chio's hand firmly, and my old friend's hand was smaller and softer than I had expected. That's right, just like before. Masaya, what's wrong? You're staring. Oh, nothing. It's nothing. Huh? Chio tilted her head at my strange reaction. Oh, what an idiot I was. I was finally making up with my childhood friend, and here I was thinking about another girl. Chio shook my hand in response. Then her face lit brighter than I thought it would. And she spoke. Okay, so we've officially made up. Yeah. I must have looked happy too. Welcome home. Thanks. Thanks. As for how it went, I think I can surmise. I shall inquire for details tomorrow. Now, come this way. Ryuko-san led us around the back of the dorm, and there was a veranda there, and we were able to get in that way. And the front doors were locked after curfew, after all. Certain rooms are designated for those who wish to enter and leave the dormitory after curfew. I'm told that this is a Venice's tradition from long before we were born. Wow. Even with the new building, the tradition continues. It's really terribly entertaining. But the teachers really do know. What do you mean? After all, many of them are former alumni. Ah. But as they themselves were once in the same position, the tacit acceptance is also tradition. I see. The teachers had their own stories too. When I first heard of Sister Mishima's exploits, I could barely control my excitement. So it seemed that the ever-smiling Sister Mishima had more of a past than I would have expected. I guess Venice's is less uptight than I thought. That's true. It'd be difficult to live here for so many years if it were not. I see what you mean. Ah. What's the matter? Misaya-san, please hide your eyes. Why? It's still a girl's room. You wouldn't wish to give offence. Oh, right. That's true. They might have left their underwear out or something. Even if it were there, I wouldn't look at it. No, I can't trust you. All boys are perverts. They spoke the words with utmost certainty. And I knew there was no arguing with her, so I hid my eyes in the proffered handkerchief and let the girls guide me inside. Then I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Sure. Why is it that all these kind of Japanese anime-style games do genuinely seem to be under the impression that all men are incredibly perverted? It seems to be just a standard, oh yeah, men are perverts, we know. It's not true. Some certainly are, some are not. Sorry, I find generalizations annoying, and I appreciate I was generalizing about Eton earlier in this Let's Play. And don't get me wrong, I'm willing to bet there are some very nice, very pleasant people who come out of Eton. It's just the ones who seem to end up running the country are all wankers. The following Sunday, we all gathered together in the rec room. Speaking of which, we haven't had a formal introduction yet, Chiyo-san. It's nice to meet you. Well, not really meet. I'm Rusine Rise. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm Sigusawa Chiyo. So do I. To tell you the truth, I've had my eye on you. What? But why? Not in an unpleasant way, of course. You're aware that I'm trying to reform the Academy, aren't you? Yeah? Even before the White Lily members abandoned me, I was hoping you might help us out because, well, you're a final course tourist. Please don't misunderstand, it's just that perception that I want to change. That's why I wanted to seek out your assistance. You're a symbol of reform as much as Misaya-san is. I get it. So that's why you wanted Chiyo in. Precisely. And this isn't all about what I want. I think it would benefit you as well, Chiyo-san. What do you mean? In all honesty, Chiyo-san, are you comfortable at Venice's? Why do I keep trying to say it as Saint Venice's? At Venice's. Chiyo looked down at the floor, her expression clearly unhappy. When there is a mould in which you must fit, there are two ways to go about it. First, change yourself to fit the mould. This is in some respects simple, but there are reasons why one might hesitate to do it. And the second is to change the mould, right? Oui. That was the same thing I told Chiyo the night before. And that is the goal we're aiming for. And so, how do you feel, Chiyo-san? Will you join us? It's just... To be honest, I have very little interest in the mould. That is, Venice's itself. I'm sorry. No! You have nothing to apologise for. You've been here for such a short time, after all. It's only natural. Then you will not become our affiliate. But Rai-san, Riku-san, I am grateful to you both. Huh? Well, you made it possible for me to be friends with Misaya again. Chiyo turned towards me, expression softening. But that was entirely Riku-san's doing. Mayasa-san disapproved at first. Disapproved? I thought it would be dangerous if it was just me with you. What are you talking about? Oh my. Oh my. Tami-san. You took a heat-packing hoodlum out with a single blow. You've got nothing to worry about. No, that was... Well, I mean, it did turn out that way, but... Tami-san ignored my dissembling and handed out new newspapers to each of us. Sunday's usually a print holiday, so of course I had to print an extra. This is about last night. Yep. You were with them, Tammy-san. Of course I was. A somber scanner stock and trade. Right. So the woman at the bus stop was you, Tammy-san. You know it. I totally caught word that you two were going on a date before the fact. It wasn't a date. Shh. She's right. They exchanged a confused glance. Well, anyway, look at this. Great picture. Super pro. By that, she seemed to mean it was better than professional. It really is. She always was impressive, but the timing on that picture was superlative. My. Riko-san's eyes were shining. How very gallant. Gallant, you say? Looked more like I was scrambling on all fours to me. And the article's very well written too. Let me see. Oh, it really is. Of course, not just a puff piece. Reflection of how truly I was moved by the whole display. What happened exactly? As long as you're here, it seems like we should hear it from you. Right. You really are impressive. It's just like when you defended me. But it's not the same, is it? Ryson and I turned to her simultaneously. Well, it was dark and he had a gun, and I must say I knew that well. I didn't have that feeling of danger with you, did it, Ryson? I understood what she was saying, but I wasn't exactly sure why she was arguing the point. It seemed to make Ryson upset for reasons that I couldn't identify. But there were 4 or 5 of them with me, and they were trained martial artists, not simply gangster hoodlums. How would you know they were trained martial artists? Oh, I know, you're talking about the school's Jardin, aren't you? But Masaya-san didn't know that. Hey, what's with you two? What are you even arguing about? Which was worse? What? I asked you which situation was worse. I was completely at a loss, and I had no idea what they were after. The situations were incomparable in my mind. I'm interested in your answer as well. Very interested. But what matters is that Masaya-san was very kind. It seems irrelevant which was the greater act. But yeah, that's right, yeah. Ryuko-san's dignified words sent the two lapsing into awkward silence. Well, that's true. Yeah. Jeez. Why were they worried about something like that? It was true that Chio hated to lose, and Ryuko-san seemed rather prideful. Maybe their personalities were just naturally competitive. Oh, that's right. As for what I was trying to say before, well, to be honest, I don't know much about reforming a school, but well, I am grateful for all your kindness. So if you'll have me, I would be happy to work with you to return the favour. Thank you. The two of them shook hands, and with that, we had another affiliate besides Ryuko-san. Even so, Masaya-san, you were truly dashing. With the newspaper in her hands, Ryuko-san sighed, a bit of colour entering her cheeks. You are everything I wanted my first to be. What? Your first? Huh? What's all this now? Huh? Ryuko-san looked up in mild surprise, and I had no idea what she was talking about. Oh, have you forgotten already? Hey, Masaya! What's all this about? I'm sorry, this is obviously going to be first bloke friend she's had and or first bloke she's ever seen. I tried to answer, but the tight pressure on my throat made it rather impossible to speak. That's right, you must explain yourself. Rai-san added to the pressure, making it completely impossible for me to breathe. And off to the side I saw Tammy-san proffering her microphone. Is it true? It's a little hard for me to believe, honestly. Yes. Jesus Christ, talk about a major misunderstanding. Is she just really goddamn naive and doesn't realise what these two are going to assume? Or what everybody's going to assume? Wow, so how'd it feel? I can turn off the recorder if you want, this is just personal curiosity. Oh, sweet merciful Jesus. I see. Well, it was very hot, very rough. Whoa! I was quite surprised to find out that a man's hand felt that way. His hand? Well, I sort of know what you mean, but isn't there a more relevant place? More relevant? But how else would one shake hands than by taking his hand? Shake hands? Huh? It was the first time I'd ever felt a man's skin. It was a very memorable experience for me. Ah! Messiah-san's foaming at the mouth. Ah! Goodness! Oh, you choked him too hard, Chio-san. No, you did. I think maybe you both did. But you're the one who reached out first, Chio-san. It doesn't matter who did it first. Besides, what? I did it, so you decided to do it too? You're just a copycat, right? Well, anyway, I'm quite certain you choked him harder than I did. I'm sorry, that to me is just making me assume that they've accidentally killed him and they kept... No, it was definitely you're the one who killed him. Are you sure? I mean, you were choking him harder than I was. Yeah, but you're the one who shot him. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was dead by the time I put that bullet in him. Plus, she's the one who cut his head off. Yeah, oh, come on, he'd already been shot by that point. I think we could agree he was dead. I'm sorry, that's just the image I'm getting from this conversation. See? This is why I love my brain. It comes up with bizarreness like that. It's very obvious. Look at how your shoulders are trembling. Your hand's gone stark white too. That means you were too rough. My hands are naturally this fair. Is that supposed to be bragging? Oh, well, I beg your pardon if it seems that way. Well, I happen to know that a certain someone has expressed a preference for darker skin. Really? My, they're getting along so quickly. I wonder about that. And that's the end of chapter 3. This game is very, very, very weird. Chapter 4, The May Festival. I think that's probably a pretty good point to end this part, I would say, once we actually get to the next day. So, oh dear. Right. So yes, that seems like a pretty decent part to end it after we've almost been murdered. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.